to them. The all-seeing guys. The all-seeing guys. With Greg and Joe. The all-seeing guys. The all-seeing guys. Greg and Joe.
Hello, welcome to episode 132 of Who's Seen Guys podcast with Greg and Joe. Of course, I'm Greg, and I'm joined as always over the Skype waves by who are you?
One, obviously, Joe Jackson.
He's obviously now I've
Obviously,
thrown in.
Joe
this-
Jackoff, actually, was the...
Oh,
the
hey,
thing.
of course,
That's it.
yes, I forgot all
Joe
about that.
Jacks off.
I've jumped in saying this is episode 132, where obviously last episode would have been 132, but because we had the issue with me not recording, I've just called it episode whoops. I couldn't bring myself.
We
to
should
number
have.
it.
We should have called it. This one doesn't count.
Yeah, I should. Well, it doesn't in my eyes, but
Such a
But-
purist.
I-
such a podcast.
So I'm calling
purist,
it.
Greg.
I am. I'm calling episode 132. But when I upload it, I want to make sure that it might upload as episode 133 because it is episode 133. If that
Oh,
happens,
shit.
I just have to bite the bullet and call it episode 133.
Oh.
Meant the last one 132, which is fine. It's it's only a small burden to bear.
This is-
it's my
this
it's
will-
my it's my burden to bear. It's my price to pay.
This is Greg's villain arc beginning,
But
and it's
for-
all because
for
of
now-
a numerical ordering system.
Exactly. It's messed me up. I think I did upload it as a bonus episode, so it probably shouldn't come up as another one, so it should be fine. Anyway, there's admin out the way. I've checked on recording this time, everyone, so yes, sorry about last episode. We're not going to dwell on it. I've changed up the content slightly so me and Joe don't get bored and just retread the same ground as last episode. That's lost to the ether now.
If, however, you did listen to the episode we put out, hope you enjoyed the throwback to our very
Ooh.
first. What was it? The 50 to 100 episodes.
Yeah, it's 50 to 100.
Nice
It's the
little
one we
throwback.
did. Yeah, it's the one we did building up to episode 100.
I was thinking after you put that out, I was thinking about potential episodes that would appear in that, and I always remember our one we did a year of podcasting, and we
Yes.
it wasn't like the 100th episode. It was
No.
it was just our first year anniversary, and we
Yeah,
got
yeah.
so pissed and so high in my fucking kitchen
Yeah.
with
we
an
did.
entire playlist of party music playing in the background, which we didn't think might potentially get copyrighted.
Yeah. So young, so
We had-
naive.
We had fucking party poppers and shit. It was
Oh,
so
wait.
ridiculous.
There's a bit in that, because I skipped through some of that best off to see what was on there. And there's a few wankety wanks on there, and there's one for Lord of the Rings, and I just flat out used the Lord of the Rings music,
Nice.
and I'm just like, how has this not been taken down? Maybe this one will.
Didn't you do
Because now there's gonna be three versions, and there's gonna be the episode we do it in. The first time I uploaded that best of,
Yeah.
and then the time I've re-uploaded the best of an intro. At the beginning.
Did you do a best of wankety wank? Because that's a great way for
Yeah,
us to
I
figure out
did.
what we have and haven't done.
I did, but it's probably outdated now.
Mm.
But I did do, because I did a best of wankety wank. I think I did two.
Yeah.
And I did a Geezedropping one as well, but years ago.
Okay. Nice.
But they all do appear on the best of, I think. But yeah, that's true though. We are getting to the point where we probably should be keeping track of what ones we've
I
done.
know. Yeah. I don't want
But
to.
the-
repeat
you know what
myself.
But we don't want to repeat ourselves, but the magic of wankety wank is that it will be different every
It
time.
is glorious. I mean, I know we went through the phases.
The words I throw up will be different every time.
did,
so
we
there is always that saving grace.
we switched at one point to songs, didn't we?
We did briefly went to songs, yeah, but it was just you reading the lyrics and kind of like doing the melody.
Yeah.
So I remember you doing it for Nickelback,
Oh god.
which I do remember being funny. I think it was the first one we did. I do remember that being really funny.
Yeah.
Because originally you wrote stories for it.
Like the
Well,
first,
you wrote a
the
story.
first one, I tried to write a story, and I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
these stories suck. Let's steal content instead.
Yeah, let's do that instead. Yeah, we'll have to do another wankety wank soon.
Yeah, that'd be
for
good.
those listening who maybe are fairly new or have listened for a little while but haven't heard of what wankety wank is, it's a segment we do where we take now a monologue or a piece of script from a film. Joe removes keywords, and I randomly fill those keywords in with a website, PornMD, which generates porn searches, basically live feed of porn searches.
Still,
so anything.
Still a big thanks to Davy and Dent for putting us onto that website
fantastic.
as well. Because that is just great. I remember literally being down the pub and just getting it out, and we would just.
We'd always get it out.
I remember Ellie doing it with Ellie once, and she was just like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And I was like, "Well, yeah."
I still remember the funniest one I saw come up on there was Foot Detective. It was always stuck with me.
Brilliant.
Foot Detective. That's a random thing to say. I get the feet fetish. Maybe you're into detective cosplay.
Maybe you're
like
into
mysteries.
solving mysteries.
Those two words together.
Yeah.
Foot Detective.
Do they only work on crimes that involve feet?
Yeah. Like, I don't know, Jib. That was a very specific search, but it's always stuck with me because it was mine.
Yeah.
How have you been, Jackson of Jacksonville? What's going on?
Yeah, man, I'm very good, thank you. Have not been up to much, but was mainly working. I had a slight incident at work yesterday, actually. That I got my hand fell victim to a mousetrap. Like the old school mousetrap, right?
Ooh,
so a guy came in and he was like, he wanted to buy some for obviously having some sort of rodent issue, but he wanted to be old school about it and snap the neck.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure out how they actually fucking work. So I came over, joined the conversation because my boss was like serving it.
I'll stick my hand in it.
And just like, I'll give this a go because they both were struggling, and I managed to do it and get the contraption, but it's so fucking sensitive. So I got the latch bit pulled back, and then there's a little pin that you put over it to put through a hole or a loop, which is like just about able to hold, but the slightest touch will make it slap.
Yeah.
Right? So I did it, and I was like, fucking yes. And then stupidly, I went, this bit's a bit wobbly, and hit it, and it bang! Slapped on my index.
In front of the customer and everything.
Yeah. I slapped bang on my index and middle finger, and I just, like, my lips just sucked into my mouth.
Yeah.
And just went, And there was a silence. No one was just like, ooh! Everyone was just like, it's happened. Like,
it's happened.
I'm glad
Thanks
it
for the
didn't.
demonstration,
They were just
sir.
like, I'm glad it didn't happen to me. And I was just there, just going like, don't swear. And I was like, I'll be back in one moment. And I just walked outside and just classically just went, fuck! Like, in the car park. And then walked back in and had to serve a lady. Like,
they're like, we still heard you, even though you went out the front door.
I was just like, I'm fine if you heard me. It was outside the premises, so it was fine. But yeah, I had that incident. It fucking caned. It hurt for like an hour, and it was.
I'm surprised.
I really thought I was gonna my fingernail was gonna go black. Like, there's a slight, you can see a slight impact mark.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
On it.
Impact.
But, that fucking hurt, man. And that was slap bang in the middle of a 13-hour shift. So that was.
Man,
I tell you what, I did turn around and be like, you know what, that's perked me up a little bit, weirdly.
I feel great. That's what I need to get me through. I'm just gonna carry one around in my pocket.
Slap it on me foreskin.
I have been seeing obviously there's lots of stories on Facebook and the news and stuff about rats popping up, like big rats.
Yeah. New York's got a lot of them.
Yeah.
You got something great. You got something in your eye. It's well off. Like, you've got something in your eyelash.
Have I? Oh yeah, I can see it. I can kind of see it.
Sorry to intrude. No, it's still there, isn't it? It's well there.
What could it possibly be?
You have to pinch and pull, mate. Pinch and pull.
I can't even see what it... Oh my god, I think it's in my eye now. This is riveting for
everyone.
I'm getting up the camera phone. Not that I can still really see.
Nah, I think it's gone.
Feels like it's in my eye now. Whatever it is, it feels like it's in my eye.
No, it's gone. I can't see it anymore. It was like white. It was weird. It was like a little bit of fluff or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I can see it. I can see it in the corner of my eye. Very bizarre.
Sorry
insane.
About that. Large rats.
So I know, not even like just rats. So I know some people that have recently been like, there's rats popping up in the house and stuff, and I'm like, not my house. I've so far touched wood. The other day, driving back from work after a late shift, I saw a fucking bird trying to pick up this fucking massive dead rat.
Oh really?
Oh my god!
Fucking
it was
hell.
it was like dragging it along, but just couldn't. It was so it couldn't like lift up with it.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
My god!
I like the idea of seeing it struggle.
Jesus.
It's like,
it
just
couldn't get it up. Whee! Down one of the roads I drive to get to work, there's been a dead baby deer on the side of the road for the last few days.
Oh, Jesus.
And the other day, coming back from work, I was in some crazy slow-moving traffic. They basically fucked up the lights at this, very boring. There's a crossroads near me, which is very important to my drive to work.
Yeah.
And at the moment, there's lights are fucked up, so it's only letting like a couple of cars through at a time. And I saw somebody emailed them to be like, can we fix it? He's like, yes, but we've got people working on it now. The sensor detector has
The sensor detective?
and has gone to default setting, which means it operates as if it's in heavy traffic, only letting a few cars through at a time. It would take several weeks to fix the problem. And I'm like, no! Anyway, because of that, I was in some crazy slow-moving traffic yesterday. It took me an hour and 45 minutes to do my 20-minute drive home.
Jesus.
And I was, for the longest time, just next to this dead fucking deer.
Ugh.
Just like, and by this point, it's been there a couple of days. It's all now split open.
Yeah.
Look good. And I'm just like, don't look at it. And you can't help yourself, man. You can't help yourself.
Absolutely
I was next to it for about 5-10 minutes. It's just like,
It's like,
don't look at it. Don't look at it. Put the window up. That's made no difference. Now it's too hot. Put the window down.
I remember when I was 16, 17, I worked in.
Wow, you were two ages at once. Wow.
I was 16 and 17 at the same time.
Or you were really old.
It was for like a split second. It was a split second where I was 16 and 17 at the same time.
I was 1,619 years old.
So I used to. I mentioned it before. I used to be work in a kitchen as a kitchen porter when I was 16 and 17. During the summer I'd ride my bike to work because it was light and it was nice.
Yeah.
So just rode my bike, and I was riding home one time. So it was about I used to, during the summer I'd do like extra shifts where I worked like 10 till 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I was riding back on the pavement and wasn't concentrating on the pavement ahead of me and just ran right through the carcass of a dead fox.
Oh,
it was fucking, mate. I kept on going. I was just like, yeah, it was fucking horrible.
Yeah, not good.
Not good.
I don't ever want. I was thinking about the person I'd have to like pick up that deer, and I was just like, ugh.
Oh, mate, I'm sure they've picked up fucking worse.
I'm sure they have. Just imagine being a rookie on that job. Imagine being a rookie on that job.
Your first thing. Oh, baby deer's not fine. That's a dharma. That is a dharma job if you ever fucking heard of one.
I also have another little traffic moan. This is just a moan. It's not a particularly interesting story. But on a Saturday, I went to Johnny's house down in Essex to pack books all day because we're going to start opening up orders. So just to get
Are you doing that again, are you?
Yeah, we're still doing it. But just to get ahead of UK orders, we went and pre-packed a bunch of them. And Gianna came down with us. She had a good day. She was helping out. It was quite a good day. Like, get your lunch, you're hanging out in the day in the kitchen, watching stuff on TV, having a laugh, just doing the job stood up.
Yeah.
And then usually driving to Johnny's is about an hour and 20 minutes if it's clear. Driving home was a little bit quicker because there's like a quicker direct route to get on the motorway. Basically it can take me just over an hour. So it shaves about 20 minutes off the drive. I kept saying to me and Gianna, we'll leave now, we'll get home in time for dinner. So we left about 5. Fucking 4 hours it took to get home.
Fuck off.
It was insane.
4 hours?
Yeah, man. Like, the quickest bit is getting to the Dartford crossing, like the Queen Elizabeth II bridge, that big fucking massive bridge.
Yeah.
That usually get there pretty quick, man. It took like 2 hours and we weren't even there. It was like we moved like 700 feet in like 2 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Finally got to the foot of the bridge and then everything just stopped. Like, everything stopped. Everyone's engines were off. We were there for so long. I'm looking at Google Maps and the line's not red anymore. It's black.
Jesus
like, you ain't going
Christ.
nowhere. Fucking just sat there for so long. Oh my God, it was so fucking long. People were like turning their engines off, getting out their cars. Everyone's pissing on the side of the road. And this is a massive, like, multi-lane road. All these roads meet on this lane to go over the fucking bridge. There were so many around. Indiana's in and out of sleep because she's obviously with me. And then after felt, well, it must have been a fucking hour or so, all of a sudden, it started moving. And then, my God, mate, the chaos of everyone scrambling into their right, trying to get into the correct lanes. Because no one's in the correct, you need to be in the correct lane before you get on the bridge. And no one is, because we've all just come in solid traffic. Oh my God, it was chaos. I was like, I don't even know how I got across like 4 lanes. Even Indiana was like, well done, Daddy. I'm like, yeah, thank you.
Some acknowledgement. Thank you very much.
But even after that, it was like still, like, they dropped it all down to 40. So yeah, we'd duck into Clackett Lane services to get Indiana some food because it was like, yeah, you need to have dinner now because you're not getting home in time. Even by then, it was like 8 o'clock.
Fuck, man.
So yeah, proper little moan, but it was a long old journey, especially with Indiana in the car. But yeah, pops into Clackett Lane. I was like, I don't really want a McDonald's, so I had
You got Burger King there?
No, no, there was no Burger King. I would have gone for that for sure. That's
taking my estimations of Clackett Lane right down, in all honesty.
Yeah, no, so I had it, and not much. It wasn't all open either. But yeah, I had a Leon.
Should we do
which is nice.
Should we do a podcast from Clackett Lane one time?
Yeah, I drive us there. It's not that far away. It's like 20 minutes away.
We should plan that because I would absolutely do that just for the fucking laugh of it.
I mean, it's just a service station.
I know, yeah, but like we'll just sit in your car in the car park and eat, like, and we'll do like a review of it. We don't have to. We won't even make it the entire episode.
We can go into the mini arcade in there.
We can just fucking talk all the way there, record the shit out of it, and just like
do a tour,
just highlight
tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, Indiana was very amazed there were showers in the toilets. I couldn't get a head around that.
Fucking believe it. You'd need
I'm just like, well, people on the road a long time, Indiana. That's why.
Got to go and wash your bollocks somewhere, haven't you?
And outside there's like you could like almost like, looks like a vending machine, but it's not. It's washing machines. So you can wash your clothes and stuff. And Indiana found that insane. There was like outside washing machines.
That feels like a
really
very that makes it feel like a bit more like a French service station where there's that kind of like camping element to it.
Oh yeah, there definitely was. There's a few like there's not a camping place there, but there are obviously a lot of Winnebagos and fucking camper vans and shit all parked up in their own little car park. But yeah, so it was a long fucking journey, man. Fuck man, it was such a long journey. But then yeah, of course, and then the next day, it's taken me 2 hours to get home. I'm just sick of sitting in traffic all the time. To be honest with you,
fair enough.
I'm just so sick of sitting in traffic. I've got to drive to a wedding Saturday, and it should take me about 50 minutes. I know it's really boring content, everyone. I'm just having a moan. It's a weekend, like the M25 shut, and I'm like, fuck, it's mostly overnight, so it should be all right. But still, I'm just like, ugh, God.
Yeah.
All the time. Mm-hmm. It's everywhere.
Doesn't
so we're going to leave extra early. And if we are on time, then we'll probably stop at another service station.
Get a review on that one. Hope for a Burger King.
Yeah, I'll pop into that one and see if there's a Burger King. It'll be in the morning, but fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah, balls to it.
One Burger King, please. Doesn't matter. Well, you know what I want. Bacon double cheeseburger. Yeah. Make it snappy. I'm sorry I'm rude.
I've been on the motorway for all my life.
I've been on the motorway for 36 minutes. I'm starting to flag a little. Oh, so yeah, during the week I went with an old friend of mine and saw Bon Jovi in Conversation in Kingston, which was weird. Was
the conversation bit advertised?
Yeah, so like I saw.
Did he not sing?
Well, no, because he's not singing or touring because he's had that surgery on his throat, so he hasn't really. I mean, he's done this album that they've been working on for a while.
Talking.
And he played 3 tracks. He played 3 new tracks. And we just kind of stood there and he sat there and we listened to them together.
It's fucking awkward.
It was alright because they had all the lyrics popping up on the screen and there was all the lights and shit. But he just kind of sat there and, you know, one point he sang along and everyone was like, yeah! But it was an experience. So he wasn't performing music.
What's Bon Jovi got to sing about anymore? What is it like?
He talked about the meanings of the songs. I can't remember what they were, but he did talk about them. But so he wasn't performing music. He wasn't playing a gig. It was only him there. He was just talking about making music and like the new album and stuff like that. He was basically being interviewed by someone.
Right.
He was, to be fair, he was a good sport. It was good with everyone, chatting to everyone in the audience. Like, he seemed pretty chilled. It was pretty humorous at points. It wasn't as like mundane as I thought it would be. But I still was like, right, okay, well, I'm not even a big Bon Jovi fan. Yeah. I was just going. But it was quite funny. Getting in, there was 2 shows, one at 7, ours was at 9, and you're in the queue, and you're with the same sort of people for a while, and you can tell these are all obviously big mega fans. Yeah, and they all know each other from all the gigs.
He is absolutely the kind of guy that has like a mega fandom. Like
yeah, and they all know each other from all the gigs. They're all like part of the club.
What are they called? Like, wonder what his fans.
Oh, I don't know. Bon Jovials.
The jovial Jovies.
The jovial Jovies.
Bon.
But yeah, so it was interesting kind of being around the same people, listening to all the hype, especially when the car pulled in with him in it. And everyone was going nuts. As closer we got, this girl, I didn't really notice her. She kept walking back and forward past us. And eventually, the woman in front of me jumped in front of her and was like, "No, you are not with anyone. This is not how queues work." And I'm like, "Oh, shit's kicking off right next to me." And then everyone else in front of the queue was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, I'm number 6. Doesn't matter what number you are." Like, and it started turning pretty nasty. I'm like, man, they need to get us in quick before there's a riot. Like, all of a sudden, everyone started turning into queue police. And it just started causing all these issues. And this one guy who kept running across the shop to buy cans of Foster's, of all the beers, as he drank them, he just became more and more fucking annoying.
Belligerent. Like yeah.
Really annoying. I found it really funny when he at one point had to run out the queue to go for a piss in the pub across the road, the Kingston. And as soon as he did, the doors opened and the queue started moving. Wanker.
Mate.
But yeah, got in, pretty packed, lot of older women, very excited women. It was pretty full on in there. It was to the point that a woman next to me just collapsed.
What? Just
completely collapsed. Just honestly, we're watching him talk, and all of a sudden, the woman next to me, she'd been loud all throughout the queuing and being in there, was just like, all of a sudden, she was like, "Stop! Call a paramedic!" She was like, "Medic! Medic!" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, and this woman is just on the floor, and mate, she is out.
Really?
Like, out. And then, they all come out. John Tolley comes out, like, "Stop the show," and make a path, and the paramedics are there, and eventually they get her on this weird sitting up stretcher and, like, take her away. And while that's happening, Bon Jovi's doing all the signing. At one point, Bon Jovi's like, "If I have to do mouth to mouth, I will." And everyone's like, "Oh!" Losing their minds.
Oh, dear. I mean, he knows his audience. And after that, he was like, they started playing this new song. While that happened, he went and checked on her. Came back, she's okay, everyone. I just went and checked on her. And I bet she pulls that more than once. And it's just to meet Bon Jovi. Yeah. He's just like, "Didn't you have a heart attack in Scarborough?" Yeah, I remember you. And when we left, some woman ran. There was a woman like, excuse me. So a woman came running out, holding her mouth into the toilet. Someone's like, "What is going on?" People are losing their minds. They're falling apart by the sounds of it. Losing their minds. I mean, it's pretty mad that Bon Jovi. Pretty mad that Bon Jovi was in Kingston, I guess. But yeah. I mean, you could say the same about any of the bands on those gigs. Even though this wasn't a gig, it was In Conversation. In Conversation. You took a few Q&As, but yeah, it was just a not weird experience, but it's just bizarre seeing Bon Jovi in Kingston and talking. It'd just be like, does anyone have a question? Yeah. You wake up and you're 3 inches inside your mum and 2 inches. Oh man, if only you had to submit your questions beforehand. But the guy didn't even ask that many. He asked more of his own. He didn't really ask that many. But yeah, so that was interesting. Little Bon Jovi trip. Nice, interesting. How about that? Yeah, very, very strange. Yeah, so yeah, that was my week. Nice. I had no interactions. Bon Jovi and traffic. Did I tell you about Richard E. Grant coming in my shop? You messaged to say he was there, but I haven't heard anything since. No, that happened. Is all that's. Oh, excellent. Nice. That's the last interaction with a celebrity person that I think I had. Just wandered in, had a little look around, wandered out. Got a bit of paint, and away we go. Really nice. Yeah, doing a bit of paint work. Yeah, it was the girl that served him was just like, "Oh my god, I love With Nail and I." And I was like, "Fuck that, Spice Girls movie." Yeah. Should have said that to him. Loved your work on the Spice Girls movie. He'd probably appreciate that. Yeah. I've listened to him on quite a few podcasts. He's a good listener, actually. He's quite entertaining. Should we move on to Geezedropping, where snippets of a conversation heard by you, us, without context? What did you hear? What have you heard? What did you hear? Geezedropping, having a listen. What have you heard? Right, I've actually got a few that I heard, because I've obviously got some from last week, and some more I've heard in between. By being the extrovert of the two of us, you do get more content than I do. I do have some actually as well. Luke Top Shagger has provided some, and then I have one that I heard as well. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I will start with the one that is more of a quick little story, and then I'll throw them over to you for yours. Crack on. So this one was when I was on the bus of Indiana and Ed, and we got on a bus to go, I think we were going back to Tolworth,
It was quite busy, so Sarah was down the front with the Willow and the pram. Me and Indiana went and sat at the back, and Ed sat in front of us next to this guy who was just drinking a can of cider, looking a bit scaggy. And Indiana really likes asking math questions. And she was like, what's 10 plus 24? Or like, what's 1,000 plus 6? Like, just random numbers.
Yeah.
And at one point, I can't remember the exact sum she asked, but the answer was 55. So we'll say what's 28 plus 27? And I was like, 55. And she was like, oh. And then a few minutes later, the guy next to Ed just went, 57, mate. I was like, sorry. And he's like, it's 57. And he repeated the sum and went, it's 57, not 55. And I was like, oh, okay, well, there you go, Indiana. I didn't want to argue. I was like, oh, I can't believe I got that wrong. Bearing in mind, when we got on this bus and sat down...
I would have been sat there thinking, it's not.
When we got there, Ed sat next to him, and it must have been, I don't know, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And the guy turned to Ed and went, morning. And Ed just didn't react at all. Just looked forward.
Throw me off.
Just kept looking forward. Anyway, he's turned to me and gone, 57, mate. And I'm like, oh, there we go. Me and Indiana Karen talking. And then a couple minutes later, he's like, oh, no, it is 55. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm like, oh, it's fine. Don't worry. He's like, your dad's right. It is 55. And I'm like, yeah, no worries. Then he looks away again. Me and Indiana Karen talking. And then he's like, I shouldn't have got involved.
No, you shouldn't.
I'm like, mate, it's okay.
No, you shouldn't.
He's
But
like,
don't worry about it. Right.
God bless you, son. God bless you. Shouldn't have got involved. I'm really sorry about that, mate. It's 55. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And then this went on for a little while. And even when we're getting off the bus, he's still like, right, take care, bye-bye. I'm sorry, mate. I'm like, it's fine. No, I shouldn't have got involved. I shouldn't have said it. I'm like, mate, it's fine. Get off the bus. We're outside getting all sorted. He's like banging on the window. Sorry, mate. I'm really sorry. So not really a geese drop per se, but it was a bizarre interaction.
That's super.
57, mate.
Went home and killed himself after that.
57, mate.
57.
Oh, right.
Said it was
oh my God.
Such confidence.
Yeah, he was, yeah. I shouldn't have got involved. What have I done?
Oh,
yeah, what have you done?
What have you done?
What have you got?
So I got... I heard this one at work the other day, and it was literally just a woman. Literally a woman, Greg. It just says, is that the only size you have? Ah, dick in the eye. Fine, I'll take it.
What, the dick in the eye?
Dick in the eye,
here we go.
Take a dick in the eye. Boom.
Can I have a minute to prepare?
Yeah. How hard of a poke do you want here in the eye? Are we talking like an impaling, or are we talking just like a slight graze of the eyeball? Right?
A light slap.
A light slap in the eye, directly.
Wow, dick in the eye,
to the ball.
hell.
Yeah, I just like dick in the eye as a. Like
I like it too.
Shit.
I like a dick in the eye.
Yeah, dick in the eye is good.
I'm an eye dick.
I used to say fuck my eyes. When I used to get annoyed at something.
Yeah, mine was jumping Jesus cunt.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I've had to wind that one in a little bit.
Yeah, to wind
but sometimes when I'm really surprised or shocked, it used to be jumping Jesus cunt in a canoe.
But why the canoe?
It happens.
Why the canoe?
Sometimes I just say jumping Jesus, but usually it's followed by jumping Jesus.
I mean, jumping Jesus. I've heard. I used to have a boss at Jessup's who was a very religious man, and he wouldn't say Jesus Christ. He would say Jesus Christ.
Radio friendly.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't have a problem with the Christ bit, just the cheese. The
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Cheese and Christ.
Cheese and crackers.
Have you got more? What
yes.
Have you got?
Top Shaggers come through with some.
Of course he has.
A
Go on,
couple
Top
here
Shagger.
as well. It's this. I've got one here. It says, "Make your mother's a gilf, a geriatric invalid lazy fuck."
I like a fresh spin on a classic.
There you go. That's good. I like that.
I like a fresh spin on a classic.
You know the worst part of that is the invalid part.
Yeah,
that's fucking harsh. Like
yeah.
And then Top Shagger spent the weekend in Edinburgh for our Fran's birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Fran, which I think might be today.
I think it was today or yesterday. I did write on the Facebook. Anyway, today wouldn't matter when you listen to this podcast.
Many happy returns.
Many happy returns to you.
But it just says here, a couple of drunk students in Edinburgh. There's a really heavy American girl that wants to talk to me. Guy number 2, smash her, bruv, smash her. Guy number 1, I'm just worried about you guys seeing her in the morning. Guy 2 and 3, just fucking shag her in front. Just don't fucking shag her in front of us.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, always a good idea.
Yeah.
We don't want to
Close
watch.
the door.
Just to make it, just in case you were wondering if you were having to put on a performance this evening, that is not the case.
Any more from Top Shagger?
No, I just got those 2. But
Okay.
thank you, Luke. Thank you very much, as always.
Thanks, Luke. So, yeah, I got one that I heard a guy in the Druid's Head talking to his mate. I'll book it off, but if it's drum and bass, I'm not coming. Not about that.
He's not about
I'm about that house life, innit? If it's drum and bass, I'm not coming. Not about that.
I would choose drum and bass over house music any fucking day.
I'm about that house life, innit? Yeah, me too.
House, I hate. It's possibly one of my least favourite forms of music.
I remember going to Backers years ago with Lewis. I think we were still at Natjacks at the time, and getting in there and being like, "Oh no, it's fucking house night."
Yeah,
I've never seen so many Nike and Adidas caps and people on coke in all my life.
Yep, it's gonna be a lot.
Me and oh man, I mean that's the night me and Lewis drank a lot of fucking rum, that night to get through it. Anyway, yeah, we weren't about that house life.
No, I'm certainly not about that house life.
Can't remember where I heard this one. Look, Mum, I'm going to cover myself in oil.
That's it.
Sexy or terrifying.
Sexy or terrifying.
Not that it's a kid, but yeah. Or both.
I feel like that's a new game. Sexy or terrifying.
Sexy or terrifying.
There's
face.
just like I'm going to give you a scenario. An attractive woman approaches you in a slim dress, but she's carrying a butcher knife. Is that sexy or terrifying?
Or terrifying. The next one I've got. Caught you, you devious slag. This was a woman sat in a beer garden at a pub, and I heard that she was on the phone. She was being a bit loud, and she was a bit drunk already, I think.
She was one of them, was she?
And this guy walked past, and he had a pint in his hand from somewhere. He wasn't at the pub. I don't think he was at the pub we were. He was like outside on the pavement, looking over the low fence into the beer garden with a pint.
What the fuck?
And he saw him and was like, "You devious slag!" And she didn't really react at first, but he seemed to know her.
She's used to being called that. That's why.
Yeah. He seemed to. I couldn't tell whether he knew her or was just being drunk and loud and random. I felt like he did know her, and he seemed to be pissed off she was there. At one point, he shouted the N-word, and she wasn't black. I don't know what was going on. She was kind of ignoring him on the phone. She was like, "Come on, babe, just throw a dress on and get down here."
I'm assuming he wasn't black either.
No. He looked like he could have been. I don't think he was English though. I don't know where he was from.
Still no excuse to use the N-word, really, is it?
No, I agree. And then he went quiet for a bit, but he was still stood there. And then all of a sudden, he like smashed his whole pint on the floor and like shouted and stormed off.
Jesus.
It was bizarre.
Where? What pub was that?
The Queen's Head in Kingston. It's like past the Grey Horse. Nice pub.
Okay.
I hadn't been there before.
Devious
nice
Slag. Jesus.
Yeah, that'd be a good name for a pub, wouldn't it?
The Devious Slag.
That would be a great name.
I don't know what clientele you'd get there, Greg, in all honesty.
No, not the way, but I like the name of it. Whatever you get away with it, but I like the idea of it. The Devious Slag.
Yeah, but everyone would just call
put
it
down the Devious.
Yeah, they'd call it the Slag.
And I'm okay with that.
I'm okay.
I think that's cool.
And I'm okay.
I'd love a pub called the Slag.
You want to come down? Awesome. You want to come down the Slag for a couple of beers?
Yeah, down the Slag.
Down the Slag.
My next one. This was a guy on the phone. Well, I can't drive on a golf course.
Why not?
There you go. This is a buggy.
Yeah,
I think he meant his car.
Yeah, his Ford Escort.
I think this was another guy on the phone I overheard. You won't believe how wet this guy sounds.
Like wet as in just like a bit weak?
I imagine he means like a bit weak and a bit whatever.
Not just like
I like the idea that he
underwater.
means aroused.
Yeah.
You won't believe how wet this guy sounds. He is well horny. Yeah, literally in the bath.
Yeah, underwater.
Good morning, sir. I was just wondering, perhaps could I talk to you about your home insurance? You won't believe how wet this guy sounds.
Yeah, fucking hell.
He must be in the shower.
This guy is soaked.
He's a cold shower cooler.
Yeah.
Oh, it hurt me. I should have said that one. And my last one, there was an old couple talking in a shop, and I walked past, and they were just finishing their conversation, and the guy said, "Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get to church and pray for my daughter."
Right. again, three possible formalities that come out of that.
And I don't think she was dead. He said it in quite a light-hearted way.
That is either a man who just goes and just prays for his family just every week just because it's the thing to do, or she is an addict, or she has been kidnapped by a terrorist organisation.
Or he noticed she was wearing a slightly revealing dress.
Or a skirt above the knees, sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh my God, not on my watch.
You'll have to excuse me. I've got to go and pray for my daughter.
Yeah, you have to excuse me. I have to go pray for my daughter.
That's superb. I like that.
Those are all of mine, but we've got some other ones here. Fran heard this one in the A&E. Cut her hand. Horrendous, that picture.
Yeah.
So a bit of paramedics. Paramedics were dropping a lady off who said, "Oh, you're leaving me here? Oh, I want a smooch off you. See you later, boys. You know where I live."
She had AIDS. They backed off. They're like, no, we're all right.
The bridge is closed, you fucking pork pie. I do like calling someone a pork pie. I do like that. There's something about that.
Something about inanimate objects being used as an insult.
Or filling that in with any kind of pastry or pie or product, you know.
I always like...
The bridge is closed, you fucking steak bake.
I like flannel. You fucking flannel.
Oh, flannel's good. Yeah, flannel's good. Yeah. There you go, filling my void.
What?
Now, I've just got the pronunciation there. I obviously don't know how it was said. But there you go, filling my void. Which could be a beer being poured.
Could be a beer being drank, or cheeky digit.
Cheeky digit.
Cheeky digit up the bum. You never know. There you go, filling my void.
Speaking of paramedics, Tree has sent us one as well.
Yes, Tree.
I have cheese and Marmite, cheese and ham. Cheese is life. It's all about the cheese. If it ain't cheese, then fuck off.
Cheese life.
That is some proper cheese life. This man is all about the cheese. You know what? I don't disagree with him. I'm on board with you.
Yeah.
Good job for you, sir. Kev, good old Kev. From back in the cock days.
Oh,
not in cock days, but back in cocks.
Back in the cock days. Has he transitioned?
Kev, geese drop for ya. It just needs to be dry so it's less floppy, and then I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no context behind this comment, but the lads look like a tradesman, so it could be building related.
Could be.
It just needs to be dry so it's less floppy, and I'll do it for you. Could be anything.
Could be anything.
Although whenever I hear the word floppy, my mind does still go back to like floppy disks.
Always, yeah.
Indiana was asking me this morning about what lessons I used to have at school. She's like, "Did you have computer lessons?" I was like, yeah, we had IT. "Did you use iPads?" I was like, no, there were no iPads then, Indiana.
No.
We had just massive
Isn't that
computers.
fucking, when you actually think about that, and it does make you think just like, fuck, man, we got like iPads and shit now. Like,
yeah, because she asked me, Indiana also, she's asked me a lot of questions like this recently. So I was trying to explain to her what I did do on the computer, which was like, we used to put in either spreadsheets or make weird programs to make a square spin round and make a new shape or something, or to make traffic lights go off.
Yeah.
Like, or the men on button.
Like,
the men on button, I always remember.
The scenario of it, like us being just like, we have iPads now, is the same as our parents being like, we have mobile phones now. That's the generational technology fucking gap that we have bridged.
But because Indiana asked me recently, she's like, "How old were you when you got a phone?" And I was like, "When I got a phone, I was probably, it was my first job, so I was probably about 16."
Yeah, same.
And she's like, "Oh, and you would watch YouTube on it?" I was like, "No, they weren't like phones are now."
No.
She's like, when did you get? I was like, "There was no YouTube then," which she couldn't get her head around. and then she's like, "When did you get a phone that's like one now you can watch YouTube on?" I was like, "I think when they came out." So I think I was working at Tommy Hilfiger. But I was like, by then I was like 20 something or whatever.
Yeah,
and she was like, "Wow, so do I have to wait that long to get one?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah,
but
pretty much.
Just blowing her mind that there was a time when I didn't have an iPhone.
I remember just randomly getting a smartphone. It was the whole, because I was still like, no, it was because I was.
You held off for ages.
Yeah, long time.
I remember you getting one. I remember you used to have an old school phone.
Yeah, for the longest fucking time. It wasn't until I was sort of late 20s, 27, 28 maybe.
Yeah.
Not even. I was still like, I took a digital camera out with me.
I had a pager.
Down the pub. Yeah. Didn't even have a pager. That fucking confused the shit out of me. But yeah, I'd gone in like to somewhere on my lunch break and then walked out with a new phone, and then like the girl at work had to fucking show me how to use it and just took a selfie on it, and I was just like, is this all it does? And she was like, pretty much. And I was like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And then, like,
great.
And then I do remember like, buying Instagram and just taking bullshit photos and posting them. It'd just be like
buying Instagram.
Not buy it, download it. Like Facebook.
I bought the entire company.
Yeah. I bought Instagram before it got big. I'm sitting on billions, Greg.
Billions. Marin sent me billions of old phones and digital cameras. Marin sent one. It should be the front bottom and nothing else. Ugh, and that's either sexual direction or what it should be called by name.
No, anal's off the cards, basically, on that.
Anal's off the cards on that one. No, thank you. No anal.
You know what? I'm sorry, but if anal's off the card, don't call it a front bottom.
Oh, there you go. Just be
you can't.
The front. The cunt. Reese, my godson Reese, said this. 2 girls walking towards me on the street. If I won 2 million, I'd shit on so many desks. Now again, that could be some sort of vendetta, some revenge, some
or a game. It could be a Japanese game show. In all honesty, Greg.
Yeah, it could be a Japanese game show. It could be some symbolic justice she's creating for herself, or it could be a weird fetish she wants to indulge in.
Like a regular person.
She really likes desks.
Really likes desks and really likes shitting.
Or really hates them.
That's a good point.
Every desk I see.
I mean, yeah. Is that how you show affection, by shitting on things?
Oh no, not really.
No.
How's the food, sir? Well, I'm shitting on it, aren't I? Must be good. Ashley sent one in. Ashley, absolutely no content. Yeah, absolutely no context whatsoever.
I like it when there's no context because then we get to create.
That's
context.
What they are. The dildo of consequence seldom arrives lewd.
All right.
I did ask him for an update on that, and I think it was an update, but a bit more information on that. And apparently, it was some people just walking past.
Fair enough.
I heard it from my window, just 2 guys, 50-ish, walking past. I had no idea what the conversation was about, but me and the missus spat out our coffee.
It sounds like a fortune cookie.
Dildo of consequence sounds like maybe not a good name for a pub.
No, the dildo of consequence.
That might
also a terrible superhero.
Yeah, it sounds like something that would be after the powers, the sword of destiny.
It does. It sounds like some.
Get me the dildo of consequence. Thanos needs all 5 dildos, and then he can fucking change.
Well, what are the other 4?
Orgasm half the world to death.
Consequence is 1. I don't know. Guilt.
Consequence.
Shame.
Guilt. Shame.
Now we're just
orgasm. Pleasure. Pleasure.
Aren't we just naming 7 deadly
there would have to
sins
be
now?
pleasure, pain, guilt. I would say
consequence comes under none of these.
Consequence. And whatever else we throw away. Fran, actually, I have one that Fran sent from Edinburgh.
Oh, okay.
In Edinburgh for 10 minutes, drunk Scott drinking breakfast for screaming freedom. Drunk Scott drinking breakfast, screaming freedom. Fantastic.
Damn.
Those are all my geese jobs. That was a meaty geese drop.
That was a meaty, yeah.
Bumper drop. Now, do you remember we did a whole episode on Pringles once?
Yeah, we were looking at flavours and stuff like that we'd never experienced.
Yeah, it was a random episode. I put the wrong link.
I do remember it.
You do remember that, do you? Excellent. I pressed the right one. Oh no, I fucked up. I put the same story link twice instead of putting it once. There was a story about Pringles where a guy in Hertfordshire, I'm going to have to do this about the article, but I did read it not long ago, was caught stealing 17 tubes of Pringles.
Right.
And he was caught by the police, and he literally said in his defence, once you pop, you can't stop.
You're free to go, sir.
Oh, you know what, sir?
Yes. Oh, well
You've used their own advertisement against me. Off you go, you little scamp. Give me a Pringle. Go on.
Yeah, that's.
Nah, you keep them. I'll tell him you threw them in the locker.
My hand is stuck in the tube.
Oh no, my hand! That's what they do. That's how they arrest him.
Yeah.
That's how he's got his hand behind his back with 2 tubes.
Slap the tubes on him.
2 tubes, yeah. Drop the cubes on him, son. Oh no. He doesn't deserve this, sir. Yes, he deserves everything he gets.
I saw a thing the other day, which was about a woman who apparently spent like her teenage years stealing from Walmart in America.
Right.
And getting away with it, or thinking she was getting away with it. Little did she know that Walmart were building up a case of all of her thefts until she hit £3,000 so they could prosecute her.
Wow. So how long it probably got more frequent.
It got to like her 20s, and then she was just like, "Yeah, we are fully aware of your theft. It has amounted to this. You will you're being arrested."
Yeah, right now.
I thought that was fucking good. I thought that was hilarious.
That is hilarious. Fuck. I'm going to quickly move on to.
What if everyone had that? They had a 3,000 limit that they didn't know about. And they just everything. You would go. What would you spend? What would you steal? £3,000 worth of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what it would be, but I would definitely steal £2,999 worth of it, and then stop.
Yeah, that's it. But that's the thing. You wouldn't know.
Just
about
filling
it.
up.
You wouldn't know about it, so you're just going through life stealing £3,000 worth of stuff, and then everyone's just getting mysteriously arrested.
I mean, it'll probably just be the random stuff she would steal from bloody Walmart or whatever it is. Who knows what she took? Mm-hmm. There's I remember watching there's a security montage of people stealing that. I remember Indiana watched once, and you literally watched a woman in one of those places putting a fucking like chainsaw down her trousers. It was insane, fucking mad. People are mental.
Ridiculous.
They should try to get away with.
Utterly ridiculous.
We're going to move on to darkest story of the week. Here we go. Now this one is in New Orleans, a New Orleans mystery, but it's just quite a dark sentence.
Okay.
Human skull padlocked to a dumbbell is pulled out of water by fishermen.
Ooh,
that's dark, man. A human skull padlocked to an exercise dumbbell has been fished out of New Orleans waterway, leaving police with a goddamn mystery on their hands. The skull was found earlier this month by a man using a red rope and magnet the size of a hockey puck. Magnet fishing. They do that in the Thames quite a bit, don't they? On bridge and pulled things out of the water below. The 15-pound, 6.8 kilogram dumbbell was padlocked around the skull, which was fully decomposed, lacking a jaw or the top row of teeth. The magnet fisherman flagged down a passing police officer after he making the find of Bayou St. John Bridge. New Orleans police did not have any further updates in this case, and the coroner did not say whether he confirmed the victim's identity. But that is if that's like having a dumbbell, just worst case scenario, having a dumbbell padlocked to your head and then being like thrown into water is already fucked up for. And this could just be someone trying to hide a skull.
Are they just trying to hide a decapitated head?
It could just be, but it's still fucked up. That's still
terribly
dark.
fucked up, yeah.
That's still dark. Just the idea of, oh my god, I thought it just said Lily Allen dies. Larry Allen dies at 52. I was like, my god. Wow, where did that happen from? Fucking hell, padlocked fucking skull. Ugh. Imagine being like, I was watching a thing, just before we recorded actually, it was Jodie Foster and Robbie Dow Jr. talking to each other. And she was saying when she just did the True Detective series, there's a scene where she falls through the ice. And she was talking about filming it. And she was like, they literally had all these layers on me. And they had weights all inside all the clothing. All in the pockets of the jackets. All in my boots. And it was pitch black, so I couldn't see anything. And I'm under fake ice with one hole in the top. And there's a guy to the side. But when I started giving him the I can't breathe, I still have to wait for him to swim all the way over. And I'm still and I'm just sinking with all these weights. Oh my god! I was like, the way she described it started making me feel really uncomfortable.
Nightmare.
Started making me feel really uncomfortable. I was like, oh god, that's giving me the shivers.
I'm not a big fan of like deep water. Anyway,
no.
Like it freaks me the fuck out.
I don't blame you.
That is the idea of drowning. I don't. Would you take drowning or burning to death? I think I'd probably take drowning.
I don't think I'd really want either of them. But drowning. I mean, at least apparently with drowning, at least there's a little moment of euphoria before you go.
Oh, like you come before you die.
Yeah, maybe. I can't imagine you'd find that with being burnt alive. I could be wrong.
I'm gonna come.
But just burst into flames, and then jump into the water and drown, trying to put yourself out.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds. Actually, not the best, the worst of both worlds. This isn't a agony aunt, but this was a story that I've had on my phone for a little while to bring up on the podcast, since April, in fact. And it's more it's not even a story you want to go deep into or give advice on. It's more just the headline just caught my eye quite a bit. So, my mum has been having 22-year affair with my husband. He fathered my brothers.
What?
That's the bit.
Wow.
That's the bit.
That is, I mean, it's so close to incest. It's really on the cusp.
Right? Like,
really
it's so bizarre.
Really on the edge.
Where does it stand? So a devastated pregnant mum has shared the moment her world was shattered and the family fallout she is now facing. Whilst finding out your partner has been cheating is awful enough, she'd made it worse by discovering her husband is cheating on her with her own mother. And to add even more insult to injury, she then discovered the affair has been going on for 22 years and the length of their entire marriage, and that some of her siblings are actually her husband's biological children.
That's so fucked.
That is fucked, right?
That's realms. That is got layers of fuck to it.
Layers of fuckedness.
Layers of fucked. Jesus Christ.
Writing an incredible
22 years. How do you get away with that?
I know, yeah.
Years?
And they've been married for 17. Writing an incredible and heartfelt story on Reddit, the 7-month pregnant woman has explained the devastation she's facing after the fact her mother is accusing her of ruining her life by exposing the affair. Setting the scene, she said, my 40 parents, which hasn't got 40 parents, but parents. Dad's 63 and mum is 60. I've been married for 43 years. I have 6 siblings. I've been with my husband 39 since we were 15. Jesus Christ. I got pregnant at 17. I now gave birth to my 22-year-old daughter. We were married at 18 shortly after. My father passed away shortly after the wedding. They moved in with the mum. Mum and I, my husband had no issues with this, and we went on to have a 20-year-old and a 14-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I'm currently 7 months pregnant with my last child, a boy.
This guy is just fucking laying ropes in.
Yeah,
this guy is just fucking.
After describing the close-knit family and what appears to be a blissful family life, she then revealed her shock at discovering the affair between her husband and mother. She writes, I thought we had a good marriage. We were intimate more than twice a week. We went on date nights and bought each other gifts, and we didn't fight. My entire world was shattered on New Year's Eve when I returned early from a girls' trip I had taken with my friends and walked in my bedroom to find my mum having sex with my husband. My mother screamed to me to get out of their bedroom, which really shook me up.
I mean,
confronting her husband, she discovered that his sexual relationship with her mother had not been a one-time occurrence and in fact gone on for years, even longer than her marriage. I asked him for the truth and he told me that my mum seduced him when we were 18 and living in their house. They had been having unprotected sex at least once a month for longer than we were married. She added, I ran the math and was horrified because the timeline meant my twin brothers and youngest brother could be my husband's. Alerting her father to his wife's cheating, she continued, I made my husband confess and my dad was devastated. I thought Dad died.
Yeah,
he made out my mum were high school sweethearts. Needless to hear my mother screaming from the house as we confront. Oh, I think it was her husband. So yeah, fucked up. That is fucked up.
Jesus Christ.
There's a lot to deal with there.
Wow.
Oh
wow.
My God. This is where it gets worse. Oh no, I'm into a different story now, I think. Jesus Christ, that's mad.
Yeah, that's big time. That's big time.
That's a big old affair. I don't even know if you even recover from that as a family unit.
Jesus Christ.
I've been sleeping with your mum for 22 years.
What do you
That's
do?
a long time.
Like, what do you just carry on? Like you can't carry on from that.
No, I don't think so. There's a lot of weird kids they got to sort out. Not weird kids, but a lot of a new lineup to the family they've got to juggle uncles, and sort out, right?
Fucking uncles and aunts or whatever.
Right, that's a bizarre one to have to deal with. Jesus Christ.
Nah,
I mean, you hear all these crazy stories, but that one's pretty fucking.
That's
mental.
fucking that's gone.
That is mental.
Raw.
I wouldn't even know how the fuck you'd even move forward with that.
So how do you not?
This guy's at it all the time.
I was gonna say, like, how do you not discover it for 22
Well, once
years?
a month, since he was 18.
That's
Jesus
crazy.
Christ, he's had a hell of a run with the mum. All under the same. I mean, fucking hell.
Good innings.
Good innings, I guess, for both of them. Jesus Christ.
Good innings.
Bloody
fucking hell. I don't know.
How convenient for him. I bet he couldn't believe his luck. He probably got sloppy.
So they were like intimate twice a week.
Yeah, and have multiple children.
How many times is he shagging the mum during the week?
Yeah, well, once a month. Unprotected sex once a month for 22 years.
This guy is virile. I'll give him that.
Man.
I will give him that. He's got some stamina in him.
Yeah, still we're fucking hell. And he's put a lot in them as well. That's mad. God, that I don't even know how to even comment on it.
Yeah.
Imagine dealing with that.
Nah, I'm good.
No, I don't want to deal with that. I'm fine, thank you.
I'm good.
So there you go. Not really incest, but kind of there. It's in the general vicinity.
It's on the edge of incest.
I'm on the edge of incest.
That's what we'll call this episode. I'm not drawing it.
No, maybe. I'm not drawing on the edge of incest. I refuse.
I'm not refusing, but I need to be commissioned if I'm going to be doing something like that.
Joe, now available for incest drawings. I would say it brings us to the end of the episode. I know it's, again, a slightly shorter one, but we are recording this in the middle of the afternoon. I've got to get it edited because I've got a wedding to go to this weekend, and it's all go, 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 go. Mm-hmm. And it looks like we actually recorded everything this time. Woohoo!
Super.
But we were saying earlier, maybe actually at some point, now it's getting sunnier and it's getting lighter, maybe we should consider getting back out there with the Zoom mics and just do something. And not necessarily an episode, but a future episode while it's sunny. Get out there and we'll do something Zoom mic related. We'll go somewhere, we'll do something. Fuck yeah, let's do that. I
agree. Let's definitely have a go at that.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Been a while. Get out and about. It's getting a bit crazy, getting a bit uninspiring sitting in my kitchen all the time.
Uninspiring. Okay. Yeah, that's no problem. I'm down for that.
Let's get out there and get inspired. We'll probably just go out, smoke a spliff, and just be like, "Oh, we're under a tree in a park."
Yeah. Like, I don't want to talk.
Might go get some food actually in a minute. What do you think about that? But yeah, anyway, thanks for listening. We'll be back in a couple of weeks in the episode, and I'll probably have some updates on how my weekend at the wedding went. I'm sure you're all excited to know.
Yeah. Greg
what traffic's Greg been in this week?
Good old Greg loving a wedding.
Yeah, what traffic's he been in this week?
Yeah, so, Greg's traffic update.
Greg's traffic update. So everyone, thanks for listening. I've been Greg, 57, mate. Armstrong.
I've been Joe, holy cunt in a canoe Jackson, I guess.
Oh, see you later. Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to The All Seeing Guys with Greg and Joe, where Greg probably had some kind of list, and Joe most likely went for a piss 5 minutes before the end. If you hear this, it means that Greg hasn't sorted an outro yet. So maybe just imagine some music here, because honestly, that's all I actually wanted. Okay, bye.